Let me ask you a hypothetical question. If you knew the exact day and moment you were going to die, what would you do? Perhaps you would spend your time with family members, take time to fix relationships, maybe finally tell that special person how much you truly love them. Kind of a hard question, I know. Even I wasn't thinking too much about it. I was always wondering about the present, the here and now. However, there was one title that made me think deeply on this. Deeply on this thought, on this idea. A game with such a strange premise, such a weird plot, and such an out-there idea, that, with even that, it still finds a way to be relatable. So much so that there is at least one person who could see themselves in one of this game's protagonists. What could be this game, you may ask? Well, let's take a look at a game that I didn't even know had released until one of my Patreon subscribers sent me a request to play it. Shoutouts to this guy. He was a big help. This game is known as Goodbye Volcano High. Goodbye Volcano High is a PlayStation exclusive title that was released August 29th of this year. The release itself was a rather quiet one, most likely due to the fact that the game itself sorta brought a bit of a few controversies, mostly with anti-LGBTQ folks and trolling 4chan's users. Some of them even went as far as to raid the community Discord and even made an anti-fan game which held a lot of anti-LGBTQ themes. Of course, there could have been a few development reasons as well, but from the looks of things, the trolls could have also made a few waves in their smooth development sailing. Even through all those problems, the game finally released, where people can play it on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and also Steam. Since I don't have a PlayStation 5, the Steam version is where I'll be getting all my footage, as well as where I'll be playing the game. This is a game that is best played without knowing anything about what will happen, so I'll be giving a small synopsis of the plot right now. However, near the end, that's where I'll be giving a more in-depth look into the story. So there are some spoilers near the end. No worries though, I'll be sure to warn you all once again, as well as tell you all where to skip to. So, without further ado, why don't we look at what we'll be getting into with this story, as well as my own personal experience while playing this gem. In this story, you play as Fang, an aspiring musician who is looking to take part in one of the biggest competitions that they've been working to win. The Battle of the Bands, their biggest dream that they've ever desired to take a part of, even going so far as to try when they were just a young kiddo. The winners are able to appear at Caldera Fest, one of the most attended music festivals and conventions. However, as the story goes along, roadblocks appear, which threaten their chance of performing, one of which are their own bandmates. Here we meet their friends, Trish, a spunky bug enjoyer with a pet slug, and Reed, a chill L&L enjoyer with a knack for writing stories and scripts. Fairly certain he and I would get along well. What are we? These two are Fang's greatest companions, folks that they have known for a long period of time. However, things take a turn for the worst when talks of an asteroid start to surface. With a looming potentially earth-shattering end to the entire world, they continue their daily lives, discovering more about themselves, their friends, forging new bonds and friendships, and achieving things that they never thought they could. As I played the game, I got invested with the characters' stories and arcs, with a few characters being some that I saw myself in, specifically Nazir and Naomi. However, lots of people, especially people in the LGBTQ+ community, will definitely relate to many of the characters and their struggles. It baffled me just how quick I was invested into the story, with it feeling like I was watching a 12-episode anime or a set of movies that are being played all at once. Not once did I want to pull away from the story, even when I got to around 6 hours of video footage and completing the game at around 4 in the morning. Y'all better be happy about this. That's a feat, in my opinion. Moving on from the story though, let's talk about the gameplay. Gameplay can be summed up as a bit of an amalgamation of multiple genres. One could see it as part visual novel, while some can see it as a rhythm game, and others seeing it as an interactive movie. Truth is, it leans more into an interactive movie where your choices influence how your bond with these characters grow. The more you show kindness and understanding to the characters with your choices and replies, the closer they get in the affinity wheel. This will be important later on, with some scenes being shown as you get closer to them. Some choices and scenes will also unlock photos and flashbacks, where you can see more into the characters' pasts. Each time I was given one of these choices, I always had a fear of which to choose, due to not only having a timer, but also because there is no going back. There's no quick save or quick load feature, so if you make a mistake, you just make the mistake. Much like life. When you say something, you can't take it back. They may forgive you, but they will never forget. Now, what about the rhythm game aspect? After all, if these three companions are part of a band, there's gotta be some sort of rhythm game mechanic, right? Well, you'd be right about that. There are 5 songs, each one being sung by Fang. The rhythm sections are a nice change of pace, where the player had to use the left analog stick to point in one of the 3 directions, depending on where the notes are coming from. Now, you'd usually think that you'd have to hit a button to play the notes, but not this game. No. They had to make things a little bit quirky and unpredictable. In the best sense of the word, of course. In truth, these notes are hit automatically. The ones that pop up around the screen are the ones that you have to press the buttons to hit. When the outer ring overlaps with the inner ring, hit one of the 4 face buttons, then you've got it. Lastly, there will sometimes be moments where you'll see 2 large arrows pointing down. Just wait until the arrows overlap and slam the analog stick down. Bada bing, bada boom, you've hit the note. The songs aren't super hard to complete by any means, as long as you pay attention to the screen. And in fact, I was able to complete every song with above a 90%, so if I can do it, then certainly you can. Look at that glowing achievement. Hell fucking yeah, let's get it on the rhythm game master, baby! These do well with breaking up the gameplay, bringing the player's attention back to it. I wouldn't mind seeing another game from this series that had more of these segments, or possibly a spin-off title that focused on the rhythm game mechanics as well. Speaking of the rhythm sections, let's talk about the music of the game. The tracks you'll hear in this game are absolutely fucking phenomenal. Each song is sung by the same group and is tied to the story, with some of them actually being influenced by how you write the song. I ended up buying the soundtrack not too long after beating the game, so yeah, fairly certain the music left a good impression on me. Hell, I could be listening to the music while I'm writing this script, and you'd never know. Last thing I want to touch up on before we get more in depth with the story is the character design, animation, and the art direction. This game looks so fucking beautiful, with colorful backgrounds that look like a super high budget anime, with amazing composition and color schemes. The characters each look similar to their actual dinosaur counterparts, while also giving them a few human characteristics as well. My favorite ones are Fang and Rosa. They look adorable and cute and cool, and yeah. So yeah, giving my input there. The other characters also look very appealing, and their animations are amazing. Even in the novel sections, the characters are fully animated during them, with moving arms, legs, and facial features. Of course, as you go further into the story, you begin to notice a few repeating animations, but even still, it's leagues better than Teen Titans Go and their bullshit puppet rig eye-melting animation. Ugh! The voice work is also spot on, with actors that know how to express their characters' emotions, as well as knowing how to do so while staying true to their characters' likenesses. A round of applause to the actors and their amazing talent. Alright, so this is where we'll be getting deeper into the story, as well as my experience with it. So if you guys are interested in playing this game, please be sure to skip to this section here. I'll give you a few seconds. Alright, let's do this. Remember when I said that there was an asteroid that was supposedly going to hit the planet and take everyone with it? Well, it is actually an immediate and real threat, with all life basically having no chance of survival. Many folks are skeptical while others do their best to keep living, and others are panicking, wondering if they really are going to lose their lives. Even throughout all of this, Fang and their friends are doing their best to keep themselves calm and to keep living their lives. Each of them have their own desires and their own goals. However, Fang doesn't exactly see past their own goals. They never really took the time to look past it, to see that what they want isn't exactly what their friends want anymore. The Battle of the Bands, Caldera Fest, even going on tour in the summer, it's all changed. Reed wants to focus on making games and stories, with L&L being a huge impact on him, and Trish later wants to go into studying bugs and worms. All of them want different things now. However, Fang still is stuck with their own dream, and feels like they can't do it without them. This would even stretch to them not seeing the hurt that their brother, Nazir, is in, where he always feels like he has to try and be the glue between Fang and their parents, due to them not exactly being accepting of Fang's sexuality or their dream to make music. He did his best to try and be perfect and responsible, always following what he was told, not really thinking about his own wants or desires. In truth, he was jealous of Fang, while they were jealous of Nazir, since deep down, they also wanted to be close to their parents too. Naomi is another friend you meet during your countdown for total annihilation. She's what people would call a goody two-shoes, as she works with Nazir, who is the class president, as well as an elite debate team champion. She comes off as a bit awkward when Fang meets her, but it soon comes out that she has a crush on them. During the game, you have the choice to deepen your bond with them, and it comes out that they were a secret admirer that had been texting Fang while keeping herself anonymous. Later on, after the Battle of the Bands, she finally tells Fang the truth, who fumbles the damn bag. God damn it! In that very moment, the multiple attempts and possible significant others in my life, as well as the one who we will not discuss, flooded back to me with a vengeance. Fucking furry games somehow being so damn relatable. Ugh! Stella and Sage are also in the game as well, being seen a bit less than the other characters, but still being a pretty cool set of characters nonetheless. Sage is another trans representative, whose parents were accepting, but not comfortable. This killed them due to the fact that they hate it when folks aren't comfortable around them. Thus, he did his best to try and be as friendly with people as possible. He wants to become a chef as well, so y'all better get out of my way, because if he's making cookies, none of y'all are getting any. Call me the cookie hoarder, because these things are going into my jar. Stella, no, not that one, this one, is into tarot card readings, and will give Fang a few cards during the game. Of course, they influence the story minimally, I think. I don't know, but anyways, she's someone who doesn't know what she wants to do and looks into the cards a lot. Later on, she begins to feel like she was stupid for believing in them, due to everything falling apart around her with tensions rising. However, Fang helps her see that they are the ones who shape their future, no one else. Rosa is a friend to Trish, who I suspect that Trish may also love. She works at the Java Lava, where the Battle of the Bands takes place. She and Trish grow closer over their love for Mango, Trish's pet slug. She's more of an adversary for Fang, who believes that Trish is ghosting them for Rosa. Later on, Fang and Trish both have a heart-to-heart, where she explains that no matter what, they'll always be friends and always be together, no matter what happens. In the very end, they win the Battle of the Bands, only for Trish to tell Fang that she can't go with them to Caldera Fest, due to her wanting to look into her own interests with bugs. Taking a break, as she says. Fang doesn't take it too well, and the two fight, where Reed is forced to watch everything fall apart. Days go by, and after their final L&L, which is basically D&D by the way, I probably should have explained that, session, the group split, before Fang asks them to come back to the beach. They drink, talk, and let out their feelings, with new bonds being forged, new friendships created, and a better understanding on their own wants. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Due to the impending doom of the panicking, Caldera Fest is cancelled and Java Lava is shut down indefinitely. This sets some in a rage with each other. Naomi started this, by the way. God damn it, Naomi. Everyone was fine and copacetic, but you just had to start it up. You just had to start it up. Fuck, bro, read the broom! They clear things up, though, and make the decision to make their last day alive the biggest bang ever. They decide to hold their own Caldera Fest at the school to bring everyone's spirits up and to finally be known everywhere, even if it's for their last day alive. Also, if you get closer to Naomi and decide to be more than just friends and start dating, you'll go on your first date. This is very important. If you're 100%ing the game, this is necessary. When the day arrives, the gang's all together as friends, but one more loose end is tied up. For the first time ever, Fang's mother acknowledges who they are and tells them how proud she is. With tears in their eyes, Fang, Reed, and Trish all head on stage, and as the light around them grows brighter, they play what could possibly be their final song, accepting their fate, and facing their final moments with a smile on their faces and a peacefulness within their hearts. Personally, I saw myself in a lot of these characters. Nazir, for instance, how he felt like he needed to be the glue in the family and how he felt like he couldn't do what he desired, while everyone else did their own thing and what they aspired to do. Naomi, with how she felt like everything was going to shit and that everything was for nothing, when it seemed like everything she had worked for was just going to be roadblocked for no reason. Trish, with wanting different things from her best friend and feeling like their friendship would completely be destroyed if she went forward with her dreams. Fang, with how they felt like without their friends, without the one who mattered most to them, they would be nothing, feeling as if they couldn't make it without them, and unknowingly focusing on their own desire and what they wanted in their life, without staying open-minded with what everyone else desired. In my life, I've experienced things similar, whether it was families, friends, and even potential significant others. Throughout my 22 years of living, I never had many of these experiences that Fang and their friends had, due to not exactly being in high school. I was homeschooled, not even having many friends until recently. That's where most of my experiences came from, and they came like a truck hitting a wall. Even now, a lot of these experiences I'm still living through, like with my own love life and even with my own work, knowing if what I'm doing is what I want to do. To see these people, these mirrors of trauma and experiences and feelings, actually find peace within themselves, even if it was when their world was going to possibly end, it's a heartwarming feeling, one that could push many people to find their own peace within their hearts. A couple of things, though, I have to admit, did happen during my playthrough, mostly in regards to how the game presented itself. There were a few bugs, mostly in terms of the novel aspect, with the two characters here actually looking towards the camera instead of towards Fang. I don't know if this was actually, supposed to happen. But when it happened to me, it kind of made me laugh. I will admit that. There weren't really many other glitches that I experienced, though, so for the most part, the game is actually solidly made. The only other thing that I could say is that it would have been cooler if we had a couple more rhythm game stages. I mean, don't get me wrong, 5 is good enough, and I know that the rhythm games is just there to kind of break up the monotony, but it would have been nice to have some extra things. Though the game does break a whole lot of monotony with some other things, like this whole segment where it's almost like you're literally in a visual novel, like, more like a visual novel where you have to search for the slug. And even in this segment where you have to search for Reed, where you're trying to get him to take a picture so that Naomi over here can fix Fang's Medi controller, as I'm now known that it's called. I never knew that that's what these things were called. Anyway, plenty of things to break up the monotony, which was very much appreciated. Goodbye Volcano High is a coming-of-age story that I believe will stand the test of time. Taking the place of A Strange Life, it's becoming an amazing story that will never be forgotten. With amazing and eye-catching characters, wonderful music, a great gameplay loop, and a heartwarming story that'll make you feel for the characters and their hardships, while also being relatable in the real world, this could possibly be Co-op Studios' best gift to the world. This game is a must-play in my eyes, and everyone should experience it at least once in their lives. To everyone, I say, please partake in this game. And to Co-op Games, thank you for staying strong, even amidst all the trolls and haters everywhere. Lastly, to my friends, my family, and to the beautiful botanists that I care for more than anything, in case our world gets hit by an asteroid or something crazy like that, thank you for being here for me, helping me find my own inner peace and bettering myself. To all of you viewers, I say, keep looking within, find your inner peace, and stay true to yourselves, no matter what happens and no matter what anyone says. And with that, I say, Godspeed Worm Drama.